Do-da-dee-da. Aha, there we go. Right, okay, so... yes, a couple of these aren't working, so I need to remove this. Da-da-da. Ding-dong. Do-da-dee-da. Aha, there we go. Right, okay, so... yes, a couple of these aren't working, so I need to remove this. Do. Da-da-da. Right, okay, this should now finally work, hopefully. Yes. Okay, so let me tune to a frequency and we'll see if we start picking stuff up. So we're going to go to Toulouse ATIS. None of a problem. This is not going to work until you...
Idle runway 32 right, departure runway 32 left, departures SEVENB, PDC, LFBO, BACDM in use.
There we go.
Submit TOT at CDM, that's in, SR, transition level 60 when variable 3 knots, CAV OK, temperature 2.5, QNH 1021, confirm on first contact information Charlie, received. Bonjour, this is Blagnac Airport information Charlie recorded at 1130 UTC. Expect ILS runway 32 right, arrival runway 32 right, departure runway 32 left, departures SEVENB, PDC, LFBO, BACDM in use, submit TOT at CDM, that's in, SR, transition level 60.
There we go, we've got the tower now. So, let's set up the aircraft. So we've got the RSs aligned and we've set ZFW, set fuel, loading fuel, please wait. Fuel is loaded, so the ZFW is complete. So there we go, we've got all of that. And I'm going to go to takeoff performance next. I'm going to go firstly to init, company flight plan request.
32 left, cleared for takeoff, Atlanta 025.
Request pending. Request pending, still pending. Now we've received that, we insert the flight plan, and then suddenly the whole thing comes to life slightly. So we've got all of this correct. That could be done, but we don't need to. So the next thing I'm going to do is check the IRSs. That's position, that's good. Departure, what was it? I can't remember. ATIS, so expect ILS 23 right, departures 23 left, 7 Bravo SIDS, PDC, so I'm going to do 32 left, my routing
Air
today
France
is
25 Romeo Echo, l'information Charlie est correcte, vous êtes autorisé pour Bordeaux, départ Lacou 7 Bravo, piste 32 gauche, montée initiale niveau 70, transpondeur 62 52. Clear Bordeaux, Lacou 7 Bravo, departure,
Lacos 7
32
Bravo.
gauche initial, inflict
So
level
be
070,
free to
is correct,
left.
62 52, Air France 25 Romeo Echo, pardon,
Laco
c'est Charlie.
7B.
Air
Temporary
France 25 Romeo Echo, pas de
insert.
souci, la relecture est correcte.
Then we're going to go through this using the scroll wheel, so that's here. Okay, that's the route input, so I'll go back to init. Navigate, fuel unload and takeoff performance. So fuel unload, we're going to take that from here. So we're going to go to the load sheet. We've got a ZFW of 188.28. So annoyingly, I'd like to actually do this with my keyboard. But for some reason it's not possible. Zero fuel weight is there. Zero fuel weight CG 29.9. Enter. Fuel planning. Pax number we've got 320 today. Enter confirm block. Okay, there we go, that's all of that done. So return. Takeoff performance. So we're going to get that from here now. Synchronize with SimBrief. Going 3 to left. Synchronize with the FMS. Synchronize the weather. And compute. And then send to FMS. Confirm those, so 146, 148, 152 is correct, flex 72 is correct, THS setting 30%, 1 plus F. So THS is going to come up here, but that's a bit of an interesting one with the 350. It only comes up after engine start, and it's automatic, which is quite interesting. So obviously we can't adjust the trim until we have hydraulics. Okay, so the route is uplinked. So yeah, actually all of these should now be complete, so that's the pre-flight basically done. Some other fun things, whatever you do, do not press this button here. If you press this button here, the whole thing crashes and you won't actually be able to see anything whatsoever. I'm going to go on to arc mode as I prefer it, and it's what I'm used to. We're going to zoom in all the way and we should get an airport map loading up. Give it a second to do that. There we go. So that's our runway situation there. So I'm not going to request boarding. We're just going to prepare for pushback and departure. I'm going to use COM2 to go to ATC COM. Going to request clearance departure. We're on gate. No idea. What is this delivery gate? Interesting, so it would be good if there was chance there, but there's not, so that's...
Hello Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Yes, hello, welcome. So, switch it 3 to left.
Departure check completed, bypass pin inserted. Locking gear.
Oh yeah, you have to input on the side, so I have to go to here. ATIS information, we'll just check that. Charlie. Why? What have I just done? Have you just connected my external power? I didn't let you do that, you bastard. So there we go, that's another thing. External power is not actually supposed to just turn off. And I do actually have it set that it doesn't, but for some reason it's decided that that's what it's going to do. So the ground electrics have just, you know, yeeted themselves, which is great. I should still have power though, because I'm connected to a battery, which has 27.3 volts. So is there not a way to turn that on? I don't know. There we go, another example of things that happen that don't seem to make sense. I would have expected them not to just disconnect my ground power while I'm sitting here. There we go, right, we're back. ATIS was Charlie, wasn't it? So we're going to go over here. To Charlie. Transfer that to mailbox, request predep. Send. Ah, okay, so if I do left control, we can do keyboard inputs, so that's quite nice.
Piste 32 droite, montée initiale niveau 70 et transpondeur 5714.
Air France 23 Zulu, la mise en route à Madrid est approuvée. Un départ Go de 7 Bravo de la piste 32 droite. Montée initiale niveau 070 et transpondeur 5714.
Air France 23 Zulu, relecture correcte. Lufthansa 1022, wind calm, runway 32 left, clear to takeoff.
Takeoff 32 left.
Okay, so it works on the left one, on the right one it doesn't work. You need a whole separate keyboard, so that's a bit annoying. Either way. ATC com.
Et Toulouse Tour du Air France 25 km, 350 en finale sur les LS 32 droite.
Air France 25 km, Toulouse Tour, bonjour, le vent calme, piste 32 droite, autorisé atterrissage.
Autorisé atterrissage 32 droite, Air France 25 km. Lufthansa 9001, request taxi.
Lufthansa 9001, taxi Linpon Sierra Tour, on retreat to left via Sierra on whiskey.
Taxi Sierra 3 to left via Sierra on whiskey, Lufthansa 9001.
Toulouse Tower, good morning, speedbird 350 Sierra.
Speedbird 350 Sierra, call you back.
So I'm not sure if this has worked.
And Speedbird 350 Sierra, information Charlie, current, you are clear to Dublin. Laku 7, Bravo departure on retreat to left, initial climb flight level 70, squawk 5717.
Yeah, confirm clearance to Dublin, we're flying to Shannon, hopefully, speedbird 350 Sierra.
Correction, Shannon, my bad.
Cleared Shannon, Laco 7, Bravo departure, flight level 70 initially, squawk 5715, speedbird 350 Sierra.
Squawk is 5717.
5717, thank you.
Speedbird 350 Sierra, read back correct, and can you confirm your TOBT, please?
Sorry, say again?
Can you confirm your target of block time?
The target off block time would be at time 20.
Air France 25 Roméo Echo depuis Sierra 2, on est prêt.
Air France 25 Roméo, depuis Sierra 2, le vent calme, piste 32 gauche, autorisé décollage.
32 gauche, autorisé décollage, Air France 25 Roméo Echo.
Lufthansa 1022,
Right, I think we're good to go for
contact
pushback.
Bordeaux control 125, 105, bye bye.
So we'll continue pushback.
Thank you.
Air France 25 km, on dégage par la droite sur 96.
This is cool.
Air France
Look at that.
25 km, bienvenue à Blagnac, prenez
I don't think it actually
roulez à
works
droite,
though, but yeah,
Tango 50,
it's there.
Echo 50.
Echo 50, on roule papa, Tango 50, 60 Echo 50.
Release parking brakes.
Should we just say we're ready and go?
Release parking brakes.
And Toulouse, speedbird 350 Sierra, ready whenever you are for pushback and start.
Release parking brakes.
And Speedbird 350 Sierra, push and start proof facing north, QNH 1021.
Push the startup route face north, QNH 1021, speedbird 350 Sierra. Okay,
Release parking brakes.
let's do it.
Air
Commencing
France 33 position, kilo 11 prêt pour la
Okay, the pushback is starting. We've got APU on, AP bleed active. If we go down
And
to
Speedbird
page
350 Sierra, squawk, set squawk please.
yeah, 5717 needs to be set. Let's do that.
Et Air France 23 Zulu, vous pouvez répéter votre dernière transmission?
Air France 23 Zulu, prêt pour la mise en route en repoussage n'est pas nécessaire.
Air France 23 Zulu, la mise en route approuvée.
Start engine 1. Then we go to the engine page automatically. We can see N3, N2, fuel flow all starting up, which is quite nice.
Lufthansa 901, we are fully ready for reaching.
Lufthansa 90001 from Sierra 2, wind calm, runway 32 left, clear to take off.
Sierra 2, clear take off, 32 left, Lufthansa 901.
Okay, that's engine 1, let's land engine 2.
Air France 25 Romeo Go, contactez Bordeaux Contrôle, 125 décimales 105, bon vol.
Oui, Bordeaux, 125, 105, merci beaucoup, bonne journée.
Et Air France 25 Lima, vous êtes sur la Eco 50, elle est pour les heavy ou pas?
Et Air France 25 Lima, pardon, j'avais pas fait gaffe à votre titre de Paris, prenez à gauche sur Tango et la porte uniforme 11.
Merci, uniforme 11, Air France 25 Lima.
Turning off the noise cancelling headphones so you can get a good sound out of this. It is quite nice. The only thing I will say is when we drop the landing gear, it makes no sense because we take off and the landing gear isn't very loud. Even if you flew around with it in cruise, it's kind of a sort of a level that you'd expect. But if you're on final approach and you're configured and then you drop the gear, it is horrendously loud, and I don't understand why that happens. So that is something else that I'm curious to see fixed, really. So just leave the blank charts up there.
Set parking brakes.
Clear to Munich, we are man.
Parking brakes set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start. Cockpit to ground. We have a good
So this can all be done from within the EFB as well, but I find it more cumbersome, to be honest. So if we go into ground, you can actually sort of use this to do everything. So let's slide off.
Correct. Can you confirm your QBT, please?
So all of our doors are armed. Yeah, so if you do GSX integration, you can actually do it all from here. But that's not what
Can you
really.
confirm your target of block time, please?
So we're going to go Sierra 45 Whiskey 3. Okay.
Tow track disconnected, bypass pin
Let's
removed.
pull up some old checklists. So we'll do the after
Left is
start
clear,
checklist.
right
So
is clear.
anti-ice is as required, which is off. Ecam status is normal, so we can do that by doing an ecam status check here. Normal. Pitch trim takeoff, so you can see that's automatically set itself now. And rudder trim neutral, so we press reset just to make sure. Checklist is complete. And this is annoying with FS20, it just skips straight back to whichever page you were on before, so I actually would like to go to the next checklist and start the before takeoff check. So now we're going to do right up,
Lufthansa 90001, contact Bordeaux Control 125 105, bye bye.
pitch,
Bordeaux 125, 105, Lufthansa
pitch,
901.
rudder right, rudder left. All flight controls are okay, both sides I'm assuming. Flight instruments are set, briefing, 32 left. Departure, we've got plenty of runway available. We're going to be Laku 7 Bravo departure today, which is straight out to BO 320, 5,000 feet, and then a slight right turn, left turn to Laku, climbing to F1 altitude, so nothing too complicated in departure. I'll have control. Anything that happens above V1, we will be taking off and proceeding. If anything happens below V1, we'll come to a stop on the runway and inform air traffic control as necessary. V1, V2, V-rotate are all set. Squawk is set. Takeoff ground spoiler arm. Auto brake RTO. So you just press auto brake and that actually does it automatically because it knows we're taking off next. So that's the only thing it does. Flaps 1. So above the line is complete. Let's request taxi. That's Speedbird 350 Sierra, request taxi.
Speedbird 350 Sierra, taxi holding point Sierra 2, runway 32 left via Zulu 2, Sierra 35, Whiskey.
Taxi to holding point Sierra 232 left via Zulu 2 Sierra 35 and Whiskey Speedbird 350 Sierra. Okay. Brakes off. Are the brakes off? No. Okay, we'll turn them off now.
Penalty 0, request 11 pushback.
Class 220, push and start,
Okay,
proof
rolling
facing
away.
north, QNH 1021.
Takeoff config.
Push to north.
Press and hold. You have to hold it on the A350, you can't just push it. So I'm going to set this to flight plan, and we'll set this one up to performance once we've completed the checklist. Turning right onto Sierra 35, then right again onto Whiskey. Wingtip clearance potentially complimentary here. That just about acceptable. So make sure we stay right on that yellow line. Okay, clear both sides. Let's make that right turn slowly now. Do want to let the nose swing out a bit, just to keep the main wheels over the centre line roughly, as obviously the wings are coming out of the main wheel, basically the wing box, which is next to the main gear. So if the main gear is over the centre line, we're all good. If the nose is over the centre line, there's no guarantee of wingtip clearance, so that's what we'll just work out for that. So we're going to go down this way. So take a runway is confirmed.
35, Mike,
35,
Zulu apron over here, looking for pushback.
Speedbird 35, Mike, hello, push and start, proof facing south, QNH 1021.
Max off.
Pushback, please, we'll base down for QNH 1021, Speedbird 35, Mike.
125 climat au parc populaire, au revoir, merci beaucoup.
125 climat, à bientôt. 125 climat, au revoir, à bientôt.
Checklist is complete. Performance page. Speedbird 350 Sierra ready.
Speedbird 350 Sierra, wind calm, runway 32 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff 32 left, Speedbird 350 Sierra.
Toulouse Tower, Speedbird 3503, Airbus A350, stand 1501 Charlie, IFR Heathrow.
Speedbird 3503, hello,
Clear takeoff.
for clearance, I'll call you back.
Loading light on, strobes on.
Air France 23 Zulu, du point d'attente Novembre Unité, aligné voie attendez piste 32 droite.
Je m'aligne piste 32 droite, Air France 23 Zulu.
Penalty 0, request taxi.
Clear 220, taxi holding point Sierra 2, runway 32 left via Zulu 1.
50% N1.
Taxi via Zulu 1 to runway 23 left, holding point Sierra 2.
Flex SRS runway. So just change that to
Speedbird 35, Mike, you're clear to Heathrow as 5, departure Lagoon 7 Bravo, runway 32 left, climb flight level, sorry, that was altitude where requested clearance. Speedbird 3503, my apologies, you're clear to Heathrow, Lagoon 7 Bravo departure, runway 32 left, climb flight level 70, squawk 5713.
Cleared Heathrow, Laku 7 Bravo departure, 32 left, squawk 5713.
See how much louder that gets during gear up.
Speedbird 3503.
Speedbird 3503, clear. Inibuilds 350 Sierra, contact approach 129.305, good night.
129.305, speed at 350, thank you, mate. Toulouse approach, speed at 350, Sierra, LACU 7 Bravo.
Luck 40 Sierra. Toulouse approach, bonjour, identified, climb flight level 140.
Number level 140, speed at 350, Sierra. Autopilot on. Speed there, we'll take the flaps out. Disarm the spoiler. Let's keep it back on. Let's do the after takeoff checklist. Landing your flap 0 impacts on our ref. We'll go to. We can be clear to a flight level, so we can do that now. Checked. Checklist complete. I'm thrilled about the textures of it like this. Hopefully that will start happening shortly with some nice paint kit produced. One hopes. I'm just going to quickly look on flightsim.to. and see if there is actually some liveries yet. A350 on 2020. There is literally nothing, just a pen swap for Air China. So this little pen down here. So the other side, I think. Yeah. That there has just been swapped to an Air China pen. So performance-wise, it's actually quite good. Very smooth, to be honest.
La 123 Zulu, Toulouse approche, bonjour, identifié, montez au niveau 140, unité 4-0.
Changes to TARA.
Je monte au niveau 140, 133 Zulu.
So we've got the vertical display here, vertical situation. Let's go up to an 80-mile range. You'll see that we've actually got a 140 constraint, so I predicted is actually straight ahead when we want to be going a bit higher up.
Direct à gauche et à 133 Zulu.
Tudor 350 Sierra, contact Bordeaux 125, 105, right?
125, decimal 105, speed at 350 Sierra, right.
8 Sierra Zulu, you will be with Madrid, actually not with Bordeaux, so 133-205.
133-205, sorry for my mistake.
That's right, yeah.
Bordeaux control, speed at 350 Sierra, flight level 110, climbing 140.
Level 350 Sierra, Bordeaux, bonjour, identified, climb level 200 and stroke 5725.
Bordeaux control, bonjour, Air France 133 Zulu, heavy, niveau unité 4, montre au niveau 140.
Air France 23 Zulu, Bordeaux, bonjour, identified, climb flight level 300.
Je monte au niveau 300, Air France 133 Zulu.
En français, mes excuses.
Bordeaux control, bonjour, November 15 Bravo with you, flight level 40.
Lufthansa 15 Bravo, Bordeaux, bonjour, identified, direct Narak, via Narak 8 November arrival, expect ILS 32 right.
Starting Narak via Narak 8 November, expecting 32 right of the Vatak Bravo.
That's a bit better 3400 climbing on level 200, because now set 5725.
3500, I think.
Up we go.
But the control, hello again, July 48 to the left, Toronto operating copy after clearance to left field.
July 43 Hotel, rebonjour, information Charlie, current in Bordeaux. You're cleared to Lesu via Oblock 6 Oscar departure, runway 05, scope 1000.
Block 6 Oscar, runway 05 is scope 1000, July 48, and we are ready for startup.
Startup approved. Well, read back correct, startup approved, report ready for taxi.
We'll report for taxi, startup up to July 48, thank you.
Air France Romeo, Echo. À votre discrétion, descendez altitude 3000 pieds, QNH 1021.
À ma discrétion, 3000 pieds, 1021 QNH, 125 Romeo Echo.
Air France Romeo Echo via Bravo Delta Sierra 05, autorise approche RNP piste 05, rappelé final.
Via Bravo Delta Sierra 05, autorisé approche RNP 05, on rappelle final, Air France 25 Romeo Echo.
Lufthansa 1022, leaving my airspace, no further ATC, monitor advisory 1228, au revoir.
1228, merci pour le contrôle, Lufthansa 122.
Viva 350 Sierra, continue climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, speedbird 350 Sierra.
We are ready for taxi, July 48 Hotel.
July 3 Hotel, taxi via Lima 1 and Alpha, holding point, correction, Lima 1 and Papa, holding point Papa 4, report approach.
Lima 1 to Papa 4, will report approach, and July 48 Hotel.
Viva 350 Sierra, climb level 400, direct Manac.
Climb level 400, direct Manax, for 350 Sierra.
Pardon, good day, Alpine 135 Yankee, 370.
Alpine 135 Yankee, well, slightly late, you're leaving my airspace now, so advisory 1228, au revoir.
1228, au revoir.
There we go, direct Manac. So direct 2 works, which is nice. And it's the first time I've tested that out. That's usually one of the first things that just breaks stuff, so it's encouraging.
Air France 103 Zulu demande niveau 390.
Air France 23 Zulu, poursuivez la montée niveau 320, pour plus haut, veillez Unicom 122 décimal 8, bon vol et bonne fin de journée.
Je monte au niveau 320 et Unicom 122 décimal 8 Air France 103 Zulu, bonne journée.
Bordeaux Center low,
Great
conduct
seat,
to
okay.
0, climb to flight level 140.
Degrees inside, 12 degrees in the cargo hold.
Condor
Just set that.
220, Bordeaux bonjour identified, climb flight level 340, direct Mike Echo November.
plan, flight level 340.
That's correct. And direct Mike Echo November.
Direct to Mike Echo November.
Lufthansa 9001 leaving my airspace. No further ATC, monitor advisory 1228, au revoir.
Advisory 122, this may through Lufthansa 9001, au revoir.
Jedi 43 Hotel via Papa 4 cross runway 29 and taxi holding point Delta runway 05, report ready for departure. Jedi 43 Hotel via Papa 4 cross runway 29 and taxi holding point Delta runway 05 via
Let's see
Papa.
what happens if we activate
We carry on across runway and consider Papa runway 0.
Today will be probably increasing up.
Bebus 75 Hotel, for further descent advisory 1228. Sorry for the late end-off. Bye-bye. And station calling, you're transmitting static. Yeah, to static, check your mic, please. During the 1 Whiskey Zulu leaving my airspace, monitor advisory 1228, au revoir.
During 1 Whiskey Zulu advisory 1228, merci beaucoup, au revoir.
Pleasure, bye-bye. Alpine 83 Golf November, also leaving my airspace, monitor advisory 1228. See you next time.
Unicom 120, thank you very much. Alpine 83 Golf November, goodbye.
Jedi 43 Hotel, Bordeaux.
Yep, now Jedi 43 Hotel.
Thank you. Will you require backtrack?
Negative, that's fine for us, Delta.
Perfect, thank you. Via Delta, line up runway 05, wind 080 degrees, 6 knots, clear for takeoff.
Line up via Delta and runway 05, clear for takeoff for Jedi 43 Hotel.
About 350 Sierra, stop climb level 360.
Stop climb 360, speedbird 350.
Sierra, about 1,000 feet per minute or less.
Reducing 1,000 feet per minute. Speed of 350. Eurowings 9518, crossing right to left.
Air France Romeo Echo, vent 080 degrés sineux, piste 05, autorisé atterrissage.
Autorisé atterrissage 05. 5 Romeo Echo.
Jedi 43 Hotel, identified. Continue climb, flight level 190.
Climbing flight level 190, Jedi 43 Hotel.
Going 647, leaving my airspace, no further ATC, monitor advisory 1228, over.
Monitoring advisory, Eurowings 647, merci bien, à la prochaine.
Bye bye. Lufthansa 15 Bravo, when ready, descend flight level 150.
150, Lufthansa 15 Bravo heavy.
And Lufthansa 15 Bravo, at what time do you expect to be at Narak?
Standby.
Jedi 43 Hotel, recycle stroke 5733.
Squawk 5733, Jedi 43 Hotel.
And Jedi 43 Hotel, direct Gonup.
Direct Gonup, Jedi 43 Hotel, thank you very much.
Radar for
Unruly
15 Bravo.
passengers.
Pass your message.
Bird strike,
15 Bravo.
depressurization, dual engine failure.
Expect Narak at about
And GPS
12,
jamming.
48, 1248.
1248, copy, thank you, Lufthansa 15 Bravo.
So it seems to be okay. today.
Condor 220, leaving my airspace,
Just making
monitor
sure I never
advisory
press the
122,
video
decimal
button.
8, au revoir.
Essentially.
120, can you repeat please?
Leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 1228, bye bye.
Monitor to Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
6 minutes until we leave.
With Air 706
Cabin
Sierra,
altitude is
you
4,000
will,
feet, which is
well,
very
I'm going to be
comfortable
closing
for
shortly
passengers.
and no further ATC, so monitor advisory 1228, bye bye.
122.8 with Air 706 Sierra, thank you very much, bye bye.
Pleasure, bye. Air France Romeo Echo, bienvenue à Blagnac, roulez porte, alors roulez à gauche, Papa, Echo 5, pardon, Echo 6, et la porte ce sera Alpha 10.
Alpha 10 à gauche sur Papa, Echo 5 et Mérignac, on confirme information qu'on a quoi.
Affirme Mérignac, et Papa Echo Unité, mes excuses.
Papa, Echo Unité, merci, c'est qu'on a quoi.
J'ai dit Blagnac, c'est ça?
Oui, c'est pour ça.
Ouais, comme d'hab, je me fais avoir à chaque fois. Silver 350 Sierra, resume climb level 400.
Resume level 400, speed at 350 Sierra.
Jedi 43 Hotel, continue climb, flight level 300. The confirm final requested 410 to Lesu.
Actually, with 310 would be good enough for us, Jedi 43 Hotel.
Perfect, thanks to climb level 310.
So climb flight level 310, Jedi 43 Hotel. Thank you very much.
Lufthansa 2570, you can already contact Madrid as I'm going to be closing shortly, 133.205, au revoir. Lufthansa 250, au Lufthansa 2570, Bordeaux.
Hello, Air France, 87 Whiskey Echo.
Air France, Whiskey Echo, Bordeaux, bonjour. Unfortunately, I'm going to be closing quite shortly, so you can stay on advisory 1228. Safe flight to Toulouse.
It's 128, have a great day, Air France, 87 Whiskey Echo.
Sorry about that, see you next time.
See you.
We got 350 Sierra, no further ATC, monitor advisory 1228, bye bye.
1228, speed at 350 Sierra, bye. So we're about halfway through. Just crossing the British Channel now. So not too long to go flights wise. Let's have a look at the Kirill. Runway 24 is it? That's interesting. So EINN. Runway 24. Let's do ILS via M9 start. Kirill to Delta. And we'll insert that there. Use the scroll wheel to go down and have a look at all this stuff. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Shannon actual airport. I would do this in the charts, but obviously impossible because they don't work. So yeah, we'll vacate on Alpha. So we're going to go into brake to vacate now. So to do that, we go to plan. We bring the zoom all the way in. No problem. I have got to move. There you go. Just load yourself up, please. Okay, that's loaded up. So, what is the weather doing in Shannon? So today we have weather 263, scattered no signal. There's no sign of any nonsense with the runway, so we're just going to zoom in here. Exit there. So on Alpha. Go back to zoom now. There we go, that's done basically. So if I just go into water brake and arm, it's now set to BTV. Very simple actually. Just set that up. So approach-wise, standard stuff really, ILS, runway 24, coming in over the city, to the left of us as we come into land. And add that to the route via Gilog. So we do Gilog, Derag, and then final to Kurum. The instrument approach itself, looking at 095. That rather be interesting. Standby. Yeah, so this is all done by the FMS, so I'm curious then where the actual situation is found. Seems to have watched the CTD though, which is great. Nothing really seems to be very obvious there. They usually, once it's tuned, and that sort of is how it works. So anyway, we're going to start LS on both sides. Approach 1 there. It says 237 degrees, 1095. Missed approach, climb straight ahead to the November 012, climbing to 4,000 feet. Missed approach, 4,000, max 220 knots. Maybe do a right turn to the VOR to initiate a secondary approach. So, really. That's wise, let's go into here and put some information in. So there's an option of 10 today. The QNH is 006. It's going to be entered for this approach. 215. Set. There we go, we've got VDEV. And the green dot speed of 220 knots. Perfect. So there we go for now. There's nothing much else to do except get to our destination. Just putting some structure on my stuff. So we'll be beginning our descent into Shannon very shortly. Start that descent down, we're going to 7,000 feet. I'm actually going to program in a hold at Cool 8 0, so let's go and flight that. Left turns, walk the legs. Okay, that's been inserted. It seems to have worked. Because I had the flight number incorrectly entered there, because I'm actually using 350 Sierra even though my flight number was 3502 initially. That's basically flight to Frankfurt. Either which way, use flight plan on this side and performance on this side. That way we can quickly activate the approach when needed. Entered in there, hold to the right. So it's interesting that has not actually been drawn on with the hold, so I'm curious about that. Nope, there's the hold drawn in. So in terms of that, we're going to probably set speed 230. Okay, interesting. Performance is still okay. It does seem to degrade a bit during the course of the flight, so we've got slightly less frames per second than we did have originally. So 095 is identified there. Brake to vacate is already armed. So one thing I do find a bit odd is actually it feels like a lot of wasted space, because until the ECAM memos are there, there's actually nothing. And it's like it would potentially be good to display, you know, something from maybe have your checklists up here or something similar to the Boeing 777. So that's strange in my opinion, but you know, there's probably a reason for it on the Airbus logic. Look like a very big thing. It's like how it looks weirdly small, it looks like A350. You don't really have the scale of the aircraft really difficult. So when you're up front it's well, obviously a bit bigger than that, and then when you open the door, I mean you've got a very little area that's modelled. Unfortunately, the cabin is not yet available for flights in 2020. All I care about the cabin, I don't really look at it. Most of the time I'm up front, aren't I? Looking out the window, flying the plane, that kind of thing. So, yeah. And if I want to go in the cabin, I can just do that. There we go. Bring the cabin down. There we go, looking at the engines of Rolls-Royce. So our cruise phase and then the cam on the left. Let's see what happens when we actually get to this hold. It does feel like this descent process takes a lot longer than I was anticipating. Okay, let's have a look. So the whole aircraft is rendered in when you're inside the nice. That's very much going to be a performance trainer. set up. So landing 24, dry 6, and we've programmed Alpha to exit. Landing wise, this thing is not simple. There's a lot of inertia in the roll, so one of the major things I noticed during testing was that we have quite a big adverse yaw, which doesn't make too much sense in an airliner with such an advanced fly-by-wire system. You'd sort of expect the turns to be coordinated by a yaw damper. That doesn't really seem to be happening, which makes for interesting approaches. You can almost fly it like a Cessna, which I'm very much sure is not what Airbus intended. Almost you have to fly it like a Cessna. If you're not using the rudder, you're going to just be kind of adverse yawing all over the place. The weather in Cork, then, it looks like we've got low winds on the runway, which is no problem, but earlier there was a 34 knot crosswind during the majority of the approach till about 500 feet above ground level, and that sort of finally subsided, so we may be expecting a strong right-hand crosswind. Hopefully with the automation set up as it's done, it should be a bit easier to approach compared to what I was doing earlier, which was just flying circuits completely manually, stabilising the approach, etc., using manual flying. It's perfectly possible, but it does just seem to be slightly twitchy in the roll, and it's a weird kind of twitchy. It's not controllable twitchy. It's sort of everything you do seems to happen a second or two late, even though the flight controls do say that they are reacting immediately. So if I want to turn left, it sort of feels like I put in the input, and then the bank kind of happens, and then the yaw happens afterwards, which is a little bit strange. It feels almost like it's constantly slipping, but we'll see how it feels today, at least on this particular approach to Shannon. Okay, I think we're going to cancel that hold now, just to make sure I've kind of stress tested it. There's no need to actually fly it. So we go to flight plan, delete the hold, insert temporary, delete the disco. So that's the disco now completely deleted. You see we've just come off the vertical profile slightly there. So that's just going to slow down our descent, as you can see, so we can kind of catch up to it again here. So it's a nifty display. I'm going to set 3,000 feet. And when we get in, I'll demonstrate what happens when you press video, but only once we've landed, as it doesn't seem to be worth doing until that time. But in all other cases, let's just say hydraulic, engine, doors, wheels, fuel, electric AC, electric DC, hydraulics, green and yellow systems, flight controls, APU, bleed air, conditioning, cabin pressure, which seems to be fine. So I'm just going to turn it back. So basically you can see if you've selected one particular, it highlights it in blue. So if I put engine's now in blue because I've specifically chosen that. If I select off it, I go back to cruise, and cruise is now highlighted. It's not highlighted essentially, so the aircraft is basically deciding which information is relevant for this phase of flight. So saying, oh, well, here's some fuel information that's nice to have, here's a bit about the cabin pressure, and here's the temperature of the cabin. So it's basically giving us useful information and not overloading us with, 6 different ECAP screens with the 4 things. Okay, starting the right turn towards Dirac. much as that 30 degrees of bank, I'd say. Maybe a bit less, a bit more. So according to Shannon, there is a slight problem when we get there, and that is that apparently none of the stands are big enough for that A350, which we know not to be true because I parked in one earlier and it was absolutely fine. So we'll take the same one again, stand 3-4 probably. 1200 feet, so just need to get that little D-cell bug. It should be roughly leaving the field, I would imagine. Maybe quite a ways out. Yeah, so it's 20 miles that way, so we've still got about 40 track miles to go, so 12,000 is about right. Actually, you can see 40 track miles gets us to our final fix. You can sort of see that on the vertical display there. So 10,000 feet, landing lights, wing, takeoff lights, seatbelt signs on. Let's run to the descent checklist. So approach checklist briefing we've done. Decap status is normal, seatbelt signs on, minimum set, power and pressure. 26 set. Checklist menu. So this is complete. Checklist menu. Landing checklist. It's a bit nosedive, isn't it? So, cabin crew. Next. Water frost, speed, water brake, ETV, runway condition. This was set. And there we go, just got these last things here. Actually go into performance and activate the approach. Confirm. See, now this is what I mean. I would kind of like to have this up here and actually still have my landing data on the main screen. Yeah, the RLS just started to come up now. We've got 16 miles to go. Gear logs flight level 70 roughly. Just hitting our pink speed there. Performance 138 knots and QNH 1026 is set. 13 knots from the right hand side, which is okay. Situation we choose flaps 1, speed check and flaps 1. There's that flight level 60 constraint. Spooling back up as we hit that constraint and level off. Level off, the engines come back out. Gain a bit of speed, but that's okay. We will go for flaps 2. Speed check flaps 2. Flaps 2 transitioning, and flaps 2 is set. Let's get rid of those speed brakes. You can see the speed brakes droop with the flaps, which is interesting. It's apparently realistic. So speed brake armed again. Brake fans will using those with induction actually touch down. Coming up to nice. Right, so just on my base leg now, coming in for final approach very shortly. I shouldn't be lost to say that I'm just going to arm approach. We've got localizer, glide slow, but let's do the second order pilot. Why not? Take everything you can get.
$2,500.
Turn now on nav. Short approach there. So here comes the left turn. That's 3,000 feet. Level off, which is an unfortunate side effect of using the descent approach didn't work in that case, did it? She wants to be above 3,000, so we could have been lower for that. Higher even. This is straight to the left. Here comes the localizer, we're intercepting that now. 14 miles, 160 knots. Actually going to set 160 properly. Straight lines are probably reminiscent of Cessna 72. There to give you a very good sort of approach, visual reference. You've sort of got like a straight data and you can set in a certain position. Or it might just be a nod back to the A350, which is similar, sorry, the A310, which is a similar sort of size aircraft. Just been intercepted at 3,000 feet there. You see the engine spooling back nearly to idle. There's no running in about degree nose up. We're going to take
2,500.
GPWS active. And 7 miles I will put gear down, let's do flaps free. Speed is fine. Come on, flaps free. Very loud actuators there. Gear. This is the bit that's ridiculous. Right, let's just go away. There's that. It's the same load as over here. Okay. So I think someone's got the same. Flaps for landing. Shannon traffic speed but 3500 heavy inbound. Yeah, you can barely hear anything. Okay, so as we slowly onwards against 140 momentum and fly and demonstrate some of these strange rules. So I'll tell you what I'm inputting. In fact, we can just so that's 140. So I push, you see I'm pushing
500.
So it starts going at 500. Why? Like what's changed up going the same speed? It just seems a bit odd. Really.
400. 300. 100 above. 200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
B2B. Decel. You see, the sounds just sort of felt very digital, like very on off. Should have had an auto brake off warning there, but never mind. Flaps up. Let's break off. Lines taxi. GSX. In terminal 3, 4. Follow me. We use Aer Lingus. It's an international airlines group airline, so it's the same as British Airways. 7. 3, 4. Okay, there's the marshaller. Okay, there we go. Brakes. Yeah, no, it's not too far. EPU is available.
The boarding.
Now it looks bigger. Got a couple of people standing next to it. The doors just clashed there. So there we go, that was a flight. Statistics, landing rate 256, 1.14
Passengers, the
G,
boarding
so
starting.
kind of ballpark for me at the moment with this plane. I think I need to wait longer on the retard with the throttles as it sort of drops as soon as you cut the throttles out, so potentially something to consider in that regards. Let's go to ground. Slides are no longer armed. That's the GPU, ASU and an ACU. And we've chopped the aircraft so we can actually Turn off the parking brake. Okay, let's see what happens if I press video. Okay, I press video. Yeah, look, so 3,000 feet, nothing is changing on my ND. These screens are now no longer accessible. The only thing that still works is the EFB chrono's not doing anything. Can't click on any of these anymore. Heading bug not moving. So yeah, that video button there, absolutely not. Never press that. There's no way to undo it either. You have to quit the game.